Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I'm finally getting around to filming my Best of Beauty 2018. I pulled out some products that were like my favorites, my go-tos, products that really worked for me in 2018, and I just wanted to share those with you. So if you are interested in hearing some of my favorites from the year, go ahead and keep on watching. Hopefully these little lights are not too distracting. I have mentioned in previous videos that I have a new camera. It is the Canon EOS Rebel T6S, and I'm trying to figure it out a little bit. I'm trying to work with the settings here. So I wanted to see if a different background helped with the lighting and the settings and whatnot. So hopefully it's not too distracting, but I wanted to play with the camera here. So I'm just gonna run down some of my favorites from 2018, products that I used faithfully, and I thought that I would start with foundations. For the very beginning of the year, the foundation that I used a ton of was this guy right here in the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. I'm in the shade Fair Light Sand. I really like this foundation. It comes with the dropper. I just drop it onto my hand, tap it onto my face, and blend it out with my beauty blender. But I really liked this foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. It really matches my skin tone. It's very lightweight, so if you're more of like a full coverage girl, this would not be for you. This is definitely a very lightweight foundation, but I used up a lot of it. I am more than halfway done with this foundation. So that was a favorite for the first half of the year. And then NARS came out with their Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I did get the shade Fiji, which is light 5. And once I picked this bad boy up, I was all about it. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like I've used too much because I was using it faithfully once I got it. This is definitely way more full coverage than the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was really researching like skincare and makeup and stuff like that. And there's a website that I mentioned in my pregnancy skincare video called 15 Minute Beauty. She's a doctor. I'm not sure what type of doctor, but she's also a mom. And so she had listed this as a product that she wouldn't recommend using just because for a while the ingredients list wasn't up on this product. But she has said that since the ingredient list can be found on Ulta's website now, that this is safe to use. So this is more of like what I would use for special occasions because like I said, it's more full coverage, but really long wearing and doesn't dry out my already dry skin. My favorite concealer of the year, I do not have, so I will insert a picture of it right here for you, but it is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I've gone through like 2 or 3 full-size jars, containers, what would you call that? I've gone through 2, 3, possibly even 4 of the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealers, and I actually just recently finished one up, so I'm trying a new concealer right now, so I haven't repurchased it, but that one is my OG fave. Like, I could not get down with the Tarte Shape Tape. The Tarte Shape Tape was like way too thick and cakey, and it would just not look good under my under eyes. It settled into fine lines. So I like the Urban Decay Naked Skin because it is lighter, it is more lightweight, and it doesn't really sink into those fine lines. Then to set it, I do follow it up with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I know this is like a holy grail of YouTube. This is definitely a powder that is talked about and raved about a lot, but I've tried a few other powders. I like the loose setting powders better because my skin is dry. I only set under the eyes, and I feel like pressed powders don't really like set it and lock it in for me. So I just take my beauty sponge and like dab it on. But some other powders that I've tried were like too heavy or settled into my fine lines or really accentuated the dryness. So this is like my 3rd container of the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I really love it. Then I did the 18 and 2018 Project Pan, and in that Project Pan I had the Hoola bronzer by Benefit in there, and I really love this contour shade, this bronzer shade. I use this every single day pretty much. I did pick up some other, can you see that? I did pick up a couple other bronzers this year that I'm trying out, but this is the bronzer that I would use every single day, that I kept going back to, that I love so much. So I was glad to finally hit pan on that because let me tell you, hitting pan on anything from Benefit in the boxes is super duper hard. So I was really, really proud of that. And I use that, I go in with that first, and I use it more as like a bronzer on my cheeks. And then I go in with a contour shade, and this is a single from Makeup Geek. Let me pull it out for you here. It is this guy right here. It is the Warm Fair Contour in Bad Habit. I'm not sure if she makes this anymore. And it would be really devastating if she doesn't, because I've hit pan and I really, really love this contour. I use it to chisel out my cheekbones. I go in with my, what is it? I don't know the name of the brush, but it's a Morphe brush and it's very like pointed, and I use that to really chisel out the contour in my cheeks. And so this has definitely been like my favorite contour. But if it's gone and no longer on her website, I'm thinking maybe she discontinued it and came out with different contour shades. I'm not really sure, but I really, really love that contour. For blush, I'm not a huge blush person, and I had two blushes in my project pan for 2018 that I tried to pan that I used a lot of, and I mean, I like them, but I don't know if this is cheating because this is something that I got at the end of the year, but a blush that is new to my collection that I couldn't put down from the second that I got it is by Charlotte Tilbury. I picked up the blush in Sex on Fire, and I love it because it is a beautiful mauve shade, as you can see right here. It's two-toned, so you have the deeper mauve in the middle and a lighter pink shade on the outside, and I just kind of swirl them together. And ever since I got this, I've been using it non-stop. I've kind of had to tell myself, like, put it away, you have a project pan going on, like, use some other blushes. But even though this was a gem that I picked up at the end of the year, I haven't been able to put it down. So I had to say that that one was my favorite blush, just because, in all honesty, that was the only blush that I used this year that I found I like could not put down. For a highlight, I did try out Ofra highlighters for the first time this year. This is the Feeling Myself Trio, and so it comes in this container here. You do have a nice mirror on it. You can't really bend it all the way back, so that's a little disappointing, but you get 3 mini highlight shades, which I really, really love. You have, oh, did I just dig my nail into it? I did. Oops. Okay, party foul here. So I do have this shade right here in Rodeo Drive. In the middle you have Pillow Talk, which was a new shade, and then you have Blissful on the end here. Blissful I thought I wouldn't like because I thought it was going to be like chunky and glittery, but it turned out not to really be as chunky and glittery as I was expecting. But I really love these highlighters, and I found that this is my favorite formula. I did pick up the Becca Macaroon set, the Christmas set that they had, where you got 4 of their OG highlighters in a mini set, and I definitely still like the Ofra one better. So that is my highlight for the year. Brows, the same every year. I do not really change up my brow routine. It's pretty much the same. I go for my Anastasia Beverly Hills products because they are the perfect shade for me. I really, really like them. I go through probably 2 or 3 of each a year. I have the Brow Definer, which is completely rubbed off and almost gone, in caramel. The Brow Wiz, also in caramel. And I do like the clear brow gel. I was one of those people that was like, I'm not spending 20 bucks on a brow gel when you can get something similar at the drugstore, but I ended up with a sample of it. This is not the full size, by the way. This is a mini size, but I got a sample of it in my Play by Sephora. Ended up falling in love with it, purchased the full size, but when they had minis for 100 Point Perks, I picked up 2 of those as well. For eyeshadows, I did pick 3 eyeshadows for you. 2 of them are palettes by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I did have the Master Palette by Mario in my project pan this year, and it wasn't that I was trying to pan it to get rid of it because I didn't like it. It was in fact the complete opposite. I love this palette. I think it's very, very beautiful. I love the shades. I love the tones. But I found that it just kind of sat in the back of my collection and didn't get a lot of use. So when I put it in my project pan, this was kind of my everyday go-to palette. I got some good use out of it. Didn't pan anything, but I really, really love that palette. It became a favorite. The eyeshadow palette that I reach for when I don't know what eyeshadow look I want to do is still the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. I feel like this one just has beautiful tones. It's a perfect, like, everyday, great for beginners. You have a lot of neutrals over here, but you can still go cool toned. You can get some pops of color. So if there are days where I'm like, I want to do my makeup, but I want to do it quick, easy, out the door, don't want to think about what makeup look I have to use or what eyeshadow I want to go in with, I go with the Modern Renaissance. And then this next one is still a favorite. I've mentioned it probably in every Best of Beauty, and it is my Makeup Geek Singles. Guys, I'm really sorry about these lines, but hopefully it doesn't distract you too much. But these Makeup Geek Singles are my holy grail OG eyeshadows. They have been for years and years and years. I know Makeup Geek was not really talked about this year. She didn't really come out with any new products, and I feel like Makeup Geek has kind of gotten pushed to the side, but these shadows are some of my absolute favorites, and I find that when I pull my Z palette out, I use it every single day, and then I just kind of have to tell myself, like, put it away and reach for another eyeshadow. So still my favorite, even though she doesn't have a lot going on, or didn't have a lot going on in 2018, I was still using those eyeshadows a ton. A mascara combination that I really loved. I don't have any eyeliners because I'm just not like a big eyeliner person, but a mascara combo that I was loving this year is this one right here. I got the Monsieur Big by Lancome mascara in the shade 01 Big is the New Black. This is the size that you got from Ulta for your birthday. So again, this might be cheating because I got it at the end of the year, but I really, really like this for volume. So what I do is I go in first with a couple coats of this, and then to kind of lengthen and separate everything, I go in with my OG by Maybelline in the Rocket. This is my favorite. I get it in Blackest Black, maybe? I can't really tell, but I don't get the waterproof of any kind of mascara. I do not like waterproof version. It is too difficult to get off, but I find that when I go in with these two mascaras, I just get the volume and the length and the separation that I really, really love. Then moving into lips, I did have a lipstick, a bullet lipstick by MAC Cosmetics in my project pan for 2018. It is this one right here in the shade Modesty. I love this shade. It is beautiful. It's just like a perfect everyday go-to shade. So this is my favorite MAC lipstick for sure, favorite lipstick in general for sure. This is like a go-to for me, throw in the bag and go. But I am a liquid lipstick lover, so again, some liquid lipsticks that I loved this year. One is in the shade Bare by Kylie Cosmetics. This is one of her velvet formulas. I actually got this at the end of 2017 in a kit, in her Send Me Some Nudes kit, and then I lost it. And I was devastated because it was my favorite, but I ended up being able to purchase the single. For the longest time, it wasn't on her website, and I was just sad that it was gone out of my collection forever, never to be seen again, but it popped up on her website, so I ordered myself a new one. Also, at the end of the year, I did get the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie Round 2 collab lip color in a mauve story. This one, again, when I swatch these for you, and I'll insert pictures, you will see. You will see how amazing these shades are, and they're all kind of the same shade, but a mauve story is definitely another one that I was reaching for a lot. And in my 2019 project pan, I am trying to use up my Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Malibu because this is a favorite for me. It's more of that like gray toned mauve shade, which I absolutely love, but I'm trying to use it up because it's one of my older lipsticks in my collection, and I want to make sure that I'm getting some good use out of it. But like once that one is used up, I will repurchase it for sure. And then, just to switch it up a little bit, I did pick a red that I loved this year, and it is Too Faced Lady Balls. If I wanted a pop of color, if I wanted something different other than a mauve and I wanted to be bold and bright, I would go for this one in Lady Balls, and I got complimented every single time I wore it. I do also have 2 perfumes for you. If you've heard me talk about perfume before, you know that Giorgio Armani's C perfume is my holy grail. I love it so much. I've gone through several rollerballs. I love the rollerball version because it's easier to travel with. But then I was introduced to the YSL Mon Paris perfume this year. I think it was either Amanda Ensing or Casey Holmes. Perhaps both of them mentioned this perfume, and I got a sample size of it and absolutely loved it. And I was about to buy another rollerball, and then I got another sample of it. But when I use this little sample up, I will be buying a rollerball of this perfume as well. And that's gonna do it for this video. I'm losing light quickly, so I was trying to kind of film it and get it all in one take. I hope that you guys don't mind the lighting being a little off or whatnot. It looks like now that I'm done filming, those lines have gone away, so hopefully that didn't drive you crazy the whole time. But I'm just, like I said, I have a new camera. I'm trying to play with it. These next few videos, probably all of my videos in January, I'm just gonna try different settings, different lighting, I'll be sitting in different areas. Like, I'm just trying to figure this camera out. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and do so before you go so that you can stay updated when I post new content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Happy New Year. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.